Okay, it looks like we are live on Facebook. Thank you everybody for joining. We are going to give everybody a few minutes here on Facebook to join us, but I want to say thank you for attending our second ever Wash Day Wednesday. Oh, I'm so excited. We even have a dog in the house. Let's see that cute puppy. Go ahead. Oh, what's your puppy's name?
So her name is Feisty, and she definitely lives up to her.
Well, you were saying earlier she's like your security guard, so I totally love that. So her nickname is now going to be Security.
Yes.
Well, thank you everybody for joining. If you are joining us live right now, we want to encourage you to start a watch party here on Facebook. The way that you're going to do that is you would go into where you post the status, and just below where you would type in your status, there's 3 little dots. You'll click on those dots and it will give you the option to start a watch party. Once you click that, you will search for our watch party in the live section. We have titled it Wash Day Wednesday. So you'll go into that live section and then it'll walk you through the steps on how to create a watch party on your page. What that does is it takes this broadcast and forwards it onto your page and allows all of your friends to know that they can join you for this as well. So we encourage everybody to do a watch party tonight. If you're going to do a watch party, please go ahead and put in the comments a TV emoji. Let's see who's going to put a TV emoji in there. Hopefully it's filling up fast. I can't see the comments because we're on here, so I'm just going to trust that everybody is filling it up. Tonight we will have our 3 guests that are going to be with us here and share with us how they rev their hair, what they've tried before. If you've ever wanted to try Rev, the RevAir is something that's totally different, and I know that it's unexpected for people as a way to dry and straighten your hair. So we are going to walk you through that today and get first impressions from these folks and what they love about the device, what they thought the first time they tried it, how long it took them to try it, those sorts of things. So again, we welcome all of you. If you would also put in the comments where you're joining us from, the 3 people on the screen, we have 2 from California, Southern California area, and 1 from Dallas, Texas. We also had someone from Texas last week. So Texas has really been representing. Where are you at, New York? I know you're having to be in your house. Where are my New York people at? Hopefully soon we'll have some people revving from the East Coast. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and just get started. The first thing I always like to start with the last few weeks is just that while we are upbeat right now and trying to have a good time, it's a super serious time in the world. And so by no means are we trying to make light of that, but instead we're just trying to provide a respite for people, a place to go and just kind of take their mind off of things. I know I constantly have CNN on, and so sometimes I just need to stop the conversation because it can be too much. And we actually tonight, not only do we have an amazing Rev reviewer here, but we have a therapist here, girls, so we can have our own little therapy session tonight. So ROLANDA is a therapist. Why don't you talk to us about why it's important to have some distraction during times like these?
Well, during times like these, a lot of people are by themselves. So you have a lot of people that are stuck in their mind. Your mental health goes like a roller coaster. You have anxiety, you have depression, you just have a plethora of emotions going through your brain. So sometimes it's best to disconnect and just have like family time like this. We need some type of activities to get our minds off of what's going on, because otherwise it will be a lot worse, a lot worse.
Yeah, it really is. I know I live alone, and so that is something that happens for me is you just have kind of the same 4 walls. I work remote, then at night I'm at home, and you just have kind of the bad news constantly coming in, and every current piece of bad news is thrown across the screen, and it just is kind of nonstop. So I think it's super important that we do these little things, and by no means are we making light. In fact, because this is such a serious time, I want to thank all of the people on the front line I know you guys join me in that. So if you are on Facebook, and you can drop in the comments a purple heart, so that when things slow down and people on the front lines go to watch something to distract them, if they're watching this, they'll see just it's filled with purple hearts everywhere, so that they know that we are thinking of them. I know KAMRYN, who's joining us here, is in college to go to nursing school. And so right now she's probably thinking, wow, what profession am I getting into?
Yep.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I think, we're all thinking about those nurses. I'm even so grateful for the people who are delivering my groceries, or the people still running the things at restaurants for us, the people at the grocery store. So it doesn't mean just doctors and nurses and police officers. It means all the people keeping the world go round. Now, I don't want to just drop purple hearts for people. I also want to share with you that RevAir is committing 10% of their profits to Feeding America. So we want to do our part to help people who are suffering from food insecurity. We have enough to worry about in life without wondering where our next meal is going to come from. So we want to do what we can. We are a small company of less than 20 people. And while we're making a big impact in the beauty industry, we're still small and a family, and we want to do what we can. So as we grow and can do more, we absolutely will. But together we can all do more and support in the littlest ways possible. So let's go ahead and jump in. Are you ladies ready?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So why don't we just kind of go around and talk about each person's routine before they found RevAir. I think that it would be fun to start with ROLANDA, because she has a huge standing hair dryer that cannot be missed right behind her. So why don't you tell me about that space contraption over your, I think it's your left shoulder?
So my routine, I either co-wash or shampoo. And of course I have to deep condition every week. That's not an option. And I use this to help me with my deep condition. Otherwise I would be spending my entire wash day doing my hair. So this helps me get at least half of my day back with doing a deep condition.
Great.
Afterwards, when I do use a dryer, when I'm not fighting with my dog, because she hates loud noise. So that's a process in itself, because I take about an hour and a half to blow dry my hair, maybe a little bit longer because she's barking at the blow dryer while I'm blow drying. So I have to calm her down and blow dry my hair. And that's a workout. So now you have the hair that's dry, but you're sweaty. So it's a long day. Wash day is and then you have to flat iron.
Tell me, right, I was going to say, so that's not even the finished style. That was just to get from conditioned to detangled to dried. That was what you did before. And what was that process? How long was just that portion before?
Just from those steps, maybe about 2 hours.
You can include the dog. You can include the dog time in there. How long was it?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours, give or take. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And then when you added flat iron or protective styling or using it as your foundation style, how much time on top of that 2 hours for the next part?
That's a good 30 to 40 minutes on top of that.
Wow. Okay, so we're talking like 3 hours.
Yes.
Wow. 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 Okay. And now tell me how long it takes you using RevAir to dry your hair.
Skipping all the other steps, when I use the RevAir, it takes me about 30 minutes or so. Sometimes I use it to do a stretch look. Other times I've had to use it just to get it completely straight, but about 30 minutes or so. Okay.
Wow. So even if you added, say, 30 minutes under the dryer for a deep condition, you've gone from 3 hours to 1 hour. So you cut it down to a third of the time. And if you really cut off the conditioning time, it's probably just 30 minutes total. So that's impressive. Okay. So KAMRYN, I know that you got a RevAir in your home because your mom had gotten one.
Mhm.
So you didn't have to spend the money towards it, but it still took you a while to use it. So before you were using Rev and you were still using what you used to, tell us what that routine was like.
Okay, so usually when I would shower, I obviously have to blow dry my hair. So when I blow dry my hair, it would take me about 30 minutes to get it completely dry from the scalp to the end. So then on top of that, my hair still would be puffy and like wavy. It wouldn't be completely straight. So then I would have to straighten it. If I wanted to curl it, I would have to curl it on top of that to make it look just straight, not like puffy and curly, just the way I wanted it to look. So honestly, between all of that, it would take me around an hour just to do my hair. And with showering and makeup, it would take me probably around 2 to 2.5 hours to completely get ready.
Wow. Okay. So your hair is wavy, whereas
Yeah.
Rolanda's is coily.
Mhm.
So it was still taking you an hour to get it just how you wanted to get out the door. So now with Rev'ing your hair, what is that down to? Just the hair portion of everything instead of that hour.
Now with revving my hair, it only takes me 15 minutes to rev it, 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it's completely straight after that. So if I want to curl it, then I just curl it. That only takes me about like 10 minutes though total to do my complete head of hair. So I would say like 25 minutes to 30 minutes. Really cut down by like a lot. So I'm really thankful for it because now I don't have as much work. And yeah.
Well, I know like as a nursing student, it's crazy study hours. So that extra 30 minutes of sleep is probably very coveted.
Mhm.
Well, good. Well, thanks for being here today. I'm going to ask you a ton more questions in a moment. And then also joining us is Angela. Angela, tell us all about it because look at those beautiful coils. They're so gorgeous.
Thank you. A lot of work goes into it. So when I wanted to straighten my hair, I wanted to get it as close to salon style. My hairstylist would do it. So what he would do was he'd wash my hair and then blow dry it, and then he'd sit me underneath one of those dryers that Rolanda has.
The helmet. It looks like a big helmet, like a space helmet or something.
Underneath there just to make sure that all the moisture was out of my hair because my hair holds in water.
Sure.
And also heat. But so what I would do is I'd wash my hair and then I would blow dry it with the blow dryer and a brush. So very time consuming and tiring. My arms got sore. And then I would go ahead and go to sleep and let it finish air drying. If it was midday, I just waited a while just to make sure that all the moisture was out because I didn't have a dryer. If I were to go ahead and straighten my hair, then it would swell up the next day if all the moisture.
Yeah.
So it would take at least a couple of hours to wash and dry. And then the next day, straighten it with the flat iron if I wanted it straight. So I would say maybe 2.5 to 3 hours.
Wow. It's like a multi-day process. I was talking last week about how I'm sure men don't understand how women would legitimately plan their wash days like each week. Like, well, I could probably stretch it to this day if I braid it or put it in a bun, and then I can wash it so it'll be fresh for this event that I have. Like, it's a whole process that sounds ridiculous on the surface, but women really have to plot this. This is why I think we could rule the world, is we have to think of a lot of things all the time at one time, including when we're going to wash our hair. And you were saying how you would go to bed with it. On Friday, I was doing an Instagram Live with Sandy Mora and her 5 daughters who all use the device. And she did something that I would do, which is I would like put my hair, because my hair is wavy in some sections and curly in another. So I have to straighten it before I do something. Otherwise, it's just not consistent and cute. It just looks like I didn't do my hair that day and it's super messy. So when I was talking to her, she would talk about how she would pull her hair back and let it air dry, but she would like kind of tighten it as a way to kind of straighten from the roots a bit and then only have to deal with her ends. So there's total strategy to this hair game that people don't realize women have had to had to take care of. And now with using RevAir, how quickly does it happen for you? And is it a multi-day process?
It's not a multi-day process, thank God. And it's done within an hour. I say
Wow.
45 minutes.
From beginning to end.
Yeah, because I have to comb through, section it and everything. So, but just
well, one of the things
just about 30 minutes. 30.
That's amazing. Well, one of the things you mentioned, and I just want to share really quick, and we're going to get to Rev'ing here in a few minutes, but one of the things I want to mention is you were talking about having a stylist, and I can't live without my stylist right now. I am living, like I said last week, for L'Oreal Root Spray. Like there's so much gray showing right now, and it's worse than last week, so I'm just thanking God that I still have that brand new bottle of Root Spray. But one of the things is we always need our stylists, but we were always trying to create those looks at home. And one of the reasons they get such a great look is they're standing over you, besides the fact that they're professionals, but they're standing over you and they're directing a blow dryer a certain way. And so that would allow them to straighten your hair in a way that's impossible really to do yourself because of like the contortionistic sort of ways that you would have to move your arms. So that's one of the things I love about Rev so much is that RevAir stands for reverse air or suction. And the suction pulls your hair in the direction you've always had to fight it to go. So it happens so much faster. Well, I want to ask a few other questions, and we'll start with ROLANDA again. And I think if you stand up, it will tell me everything I need. Everybody check out her t-shirt she showed up in today. My fro made me do it. So tell me, did your fro make you buy RevAir? Where did you first see it? Did you think it was too good to be true? Give me the down and dirty details of how many videos you watched and that sort of thing.
So I live on YouTube. That is where I get all. Call it YouTube University for a reason. That's how I learned how to do my own. And one of the hair influencers that I follow, she used it. And I was like, okay, we'll see if this works. And she said the price, and I was like, no, I'm not paying. Like I will invest in things. I said
investment.
But when I saw her results, I loved her hair, and I said, okay. So I went and found more videos, and I kept seeing the same result. And I said, the only way I will buy this is if they have a sale. I'm not spending $400 because I can't justify spending. And lo and behold, you guys had a Black Friday sale, and I said it was meant to be, and that's how I ended up with it.
That's great. Well, it is an investment, and I know when I look back at like the graveyard of things that I've bought that haven't worked, you know, that's always like, as women, we're sold so many things that promise us hope in a jar, and they promise us that they're gonna change the way we do things forever, but they don't really deliver. And then they just kind of sit there in your product or your device graveyard, and you know, you throw them out into the yard during your next yard sale, and you let somebody take it for pennies on the dollars is what you bought it for. So I think that's one of the things that's so important to us about our 30-day money back, love it, own it guarantee is that we even pay return shipping. We don't want anybody to have something that they don't just completely love and that doesn't deliver on its promise. And we wanted to put our money where our mouth was and say, this is how much we stand behind it. Okay, so KAMRYN, I know your mom brought a Rev into the house. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, you were still kind of reluctant to try it. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the reluctance.
Okay, well, the first like month we had it, I was really sick, so I didn't use it for that reason because I didn't really feel like getting ready. And then when I finally recovered, she was like, let me try it. So I was like, okay, so I sat down and I let her try it on me, and I was just sitting there, and then like half of my head was in, and I was like, wait a second, this is actually like really straight, and it wasn't like burning or anything. I thought like it would like tug on like my head or my scalp, and it would like hurt. And my like biggest fear was that it was gonna get stuck inside, and it was gonna like rip my hair out. And it didn't. It never has. I never had a problem with it. But I think that was probably my primary concern, was that my hair was going to fall out into it, but I never had any issues like that.
No, especially for long hair, I know people really get scared, and people will always make the comment that it reminds them, you don't know this reference, KAMRYN, you're too young, but maybe the other gals will be able to back me up on this. The Wayne's World suck cut from that movie Wayne's World, where they talk about like the Flowbee essentially. And so people will always say like, what if my hair gets stuck in there? I'm always telling them there's nothing to get stuck on it. It's just like an aerodynamic tube in the wand that straightens the hair, and there's nothing for it to get caught on or cut by. But it is unnerving, right? Put your hair in there the first time. It's a little unnerving. So I totally get the reluctance of that. Okay, Angela, you tell us where you discovered this and what you thought of it.
All right. I first saw RevAir on Instagram. There was a user that I was watching and I was wowed by it. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get this for my daughter because I wanted to use something with less heat. The process, there was like 3 different reasons. She could do her own hair if she wanted to. If I was tired, I didn't have to postpone wash day. And then also she is very particular about her hair and she gets it honestly, all my fault. I can't complain. But
way to own it. Way to own it.
It can be nerve-wracking though, having to deal with it opposed to dishing it to someone else. But so she likes her hair straight, but not bone straight. So I would blow dry her hair and then she'd ask me to flat iron it as well, just to smooth the ends. And I'd always end up flat ironing it a little straighter than what she wanted. And then she'd be unhappy. So I was thinking that would be perfect for her. And then also me as well. So that's how I found it. I was saying like ROLANDA, it's like, oh, the price was kind of steep. I had just moved, I just relocated and I just didn't want to put that much into anything at that point. I don't think it's any.
Sure, moves are expensive.
Right, because there's other things like your flat irons. If you get a really good flat iron, that's a couple $100 or a really good. I
was just going to say my blow dryer and flat iron totaled what this device does, and it's a 2-in-1. So if you're buying really good products, they cost that much anyway, but it's hard to see it that way, right? Or if you're somebody who gets a keratin treatment, you're paying that $300, $400 every 3 or 4 months. You know, that you did this one time. So tell me now, everybody, and feel free, whoever wants to jump in, was it worth the price? Would you have paid more?
Yeah, I'm a bargain shopper, so I'm not going to say I would have preferred to pay the regular price.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Wait, thank you for putting the sales on, but definitely worth it. Totally worth it.
I agree with Amber.
Now is as good a time as any to jump in and let you guys rev a couple of sections. And while you do that, I'll talk a bit about the device so people understand what's going on. I also want the people who are watching to drop some love into the comment section. So shout out the favorite routines you see going on here. Shout out if your fro made you do it. Go ahead and stand up one more time. I got to see that shirt. It's like the greatest shirt. If your fro made you do it too, shout that out in the comments. And then also maybe put your routine in the comments. How long is it currently taking you to do your hair? Because I know that we can reply on there and tell you just how quickly we can cut that down. So let's do our settings really quick and then I'll have you guys mute. And if you'll do like a couple of sections and then go ahead and come back on, we can talk through it a bit more. So KAMRYN, what are your settings?
Okay, so I usually only have it on about 3 or 4. Most of the time 4. And then I always do the hot shot and then the cool shot for the last like 10 to 15 seconds.
That's exactly what I do. We have the same routine. Go figure. Okay, Angela, what is yours?
On 6 or
okay.
Yeah, so I'll start off on low, like the instructions say, and then work my way up to about.
Good job.
And I always have the heat on.
Yeah, on high. Yeah. Absolutely. And even when we say high, I think because people are so conditioned to think about hot plates, like on a flat iron, this high isn't even as high as a blow dryer high. No. Like this is minimal heat. So I always feel weird saying high heat, but I tell people, like, I can literally put my hands into here. That's how cool it is during it. You'll not hurt yourself with heat levels or the health of your hair. Okay, Rolanda, let's do your settings before we get started.
So I have mine on 5 to 6, depending on what I'm doing. And I start off on low and then I go to high heat.
Great. Well, while you guys are muting yourself and going ahead and getting started on your first 2 sections, what I'll share with everybody watching is this is one device for everybody in the family. So when I talk about everybody using different settings, it's because the one device has different tension and heat settings. So I'll take you through that first. This is the base unit. And on the base unit here, you have 7 tension settings. So if there are any Rev owners on right now, if you would go ahead and put what your settings are and how quickly Rev does your hair, I know people would love to hear it. Maybe also put in what your hair type is so people can get a good idea of what setting. My setting is 4, 3 to 4, depending on if I want it super straight or if I want to have just a little bit of body in it. Now, I have shared this before, but I think it's worth sharing again that how you turn this style, in my opinion, is like how hard you would pull a round brush to try and straighten your hair. So anybody in your household can use this one device, and then they just pick their customized setting. You'll also see that there are 3 settings here on the wand, and here are my undone nails since we're all in quarantine. The 3 settings here are no heat. So KAMRYN was sharing with you that she will finish with what she called a cold shot or a cool shot. And I do that as well. I just feel like it sets the hair. And what happens here is once I've done a high heat for about 30 seconds per section, I then go ahead and click it while my hair is still in there to no heat. And what that does, I feel like, is just seals everything. And it allows that to set. It is really great when you're trying to get volume at the top of the hair as well. And then there is also a medium heat. So you have the high, the cool, and then the medium heat. And while your hair is in there, it's so easy to click back and forth. Now, you can see what everybody's doing there. They've sectioned their hair. They're wetting it. Now, a lot of that, wow, look at what we just saw from Angela. Look at from one side of her head to the other, how straight her hair is with no hot plates and with no brush. She's not using a brush at all, and her hair just got that much length to it. So what happens is your hair goes into here. I know that feels scary, but there is nothing for it to tangle on, and this is your heat chamber. The reverse air pulls your hair into here. And as KAMRYN said, you think it's going to tug your hair. It actually feels quite good, and it doesn't have any pull to it that is uncomfortable. The hair floats in here, and it actually dries from the root of it to the end of it at one time. So you imagine your hair floating in mid-air. And what happens is from the root to the end, it's dried at the same time, and a 360. So you're getting through your hair much faster, but also it's not blowing around all the water. It's actually pulling it away, and that allows you to dry 3 times faster as well. So as you heard from them, it might have taken 3 hours before, now we're down to an hour, or it might have taken you 30 minutes before, now you're down to 10 or 12 minutes. It goes into here, and you leave it for 30 to 90 seconds per section, just depending on your hair type. So KAMRYN with wavy hair will probably need just about 30 seconds, whereas people with coily hair like Rolanda and Angela might need closer to 90 seconds. They put it straight up against their scalp, and the reason they're putting it up against their scalp is that they want to get the roots straight as well, especially important with curly hair or coily hair. And right here on the inside, it's kind of difficult to see, but I'm trying to place it in the light there. There are tiny little dots, and those dots that are opened up there blast the hot air into the root area, but immediately pull it away. So we were talking earlier about having to take a break from doing your hair because you get sweaty. Raise your hand in the comment section if you've ever had to take a break while drying your hair. It's the worst. You would get sweaty back here before you even finished up here. That allows all the hot air to be pulled away so you can go through your whole head of hair without feeling like you just can't take the heat anymore. And it's amazing to me how easy this has become. I mean, if you just take a look at what's going on live in their households right now, they are going through their hair so quickly. And what's so funny is I said, why don't you do 2 sections? And all of them have done way more. And why? Because it's that easy. They just kind of can't stop. You can literally be on your iPhone with one hand and doing your hair with the other hand. So it's amazing. Take a look there. You have KAMRYN, who is wearing the white shirt. She uses a setting 3 or 4. She has wavy hair, and she does her sections for about 30 seconds. Then you have ROLANDA in the navy blue shirt. She's doing her sections for about 60 to 90 seconds each. She said she does about a 6, and she uses high heat. And then you have Angela, and she is wearing the red shirt. She's doing about 60 seconds to 90 seconds each time as well for every section. And then she is using the high heat. And if you saw how she started, her hair was very short and coily and had beautiful curls. Now, we are not saying straight hair is prettier. We are not saying straight hair is better. What we are saying is we're the better way to get that look. People change their lipstick every single day. They change their shoes. They change their shirt. You want to be able to change your hair. So this is just a conduit to get you to the style that you want, but to allow for the health of your hair to really be maintained and really, quite frankly, bettered as you use this more and more. Are you still on mute, Angela, or are you off?
I'm back.
She's unmuting. Okay, that happened really fast.
Yes. And I haven't had the RevAir very long, so each time I do it, it seems like it gets quicker. You know, you get your method down and make sure that you get the different parts of your scalp. So very, very quick. I still have 2 sections in the back that I have not done yet. But well,
yeah, we'll do those in a minute. But I mean, just when you did the first section from one side of your head to the other to see the beautiful coils and then to see how you had the option. Now, no, it's not bone straight. If you wanted it to be super sleek, you'd quickly put a flat iron through it, but nothing like you had to do before. And now it allows you to go into a stretch or a protective style much faster.
Right. And I'm more prone to wear it like this. I've always wanted to wear, this is actually how my daughter likes to wear hers. She likes it.
It's beautiful.
The ends are smooth, so I don't have to go over it with the flat iron. The RevAir sucks all the moisture out when it comes down. So I love it. She loves it.
So tell me, I noticed on your Instagram, if you want to do a little shout out to your Instagram handle, I know you're going to try to build your audience with a lot of things about self-love, which I just am super excited to follow you and learn about. But I did notice, if you'll shout out your handle after this, that you had done your own review where you did half of your hair with a blow dryer and half with Rev. And I was so taken by that and was so excited when I went onto your page. I mean, that's how I found you, was going, hey, look it, she did her own review of this. So why don't you tell us about the difference in finish from a blow dryer to a RevAir finish?
Yeah, sure. And you can go look at the video at Angie Lovely, ANGIELOVLE on Instagram. But I was kind of skeptical. I see other people doing it. And I'm like, okay, how is it going to be on my hair though? So I figured I'd do half of my hair with my regular routine. I had a blow dryer and a brush that had some, it's kind of metal. It's metal. So that when the metal heats up, it kind of straightens the hair as well. So one side I did the RevAir, the other side I did my brush, and the difference was amazing. Of course, I was able to dance and enjoy music and do whatever I wanted to do when I had the RevAir in, because it's just one arm normally. And but with the brush and the blow dryer, tugging down with that downward movement, like you were saying, that the hairstylists have, and I'm holding it just right, and my arms are tired. So the difference was I came away, I wasn't all sweaty. Like I can have on a nice shirt like this and do my hair, and I didn't leave sweaty. And then also my ends were so
the kitchen,
smooth.
the kitchen didn't get sweaty.
No,
It's called the kitchen, right?
I know all about the kitchen. So, but no, it's not. And my ends were so much smoother with the RevAir opposed to the blow dryer. You can just see that the blow dryer just gave it a different look, and the ends weren't smooth until I hit it with the flat iron.
You did an awesome job. I went on your video, I checked it out, and you could see the difference in the ends. So again, if you want to shout out that Instagram page, feel free to, because I know that people will want to go over and see that video for themselves.
Yes, Angie Lovely, ANGIELOVLE.
Awesome. Okay, KAMRYN, talk to us about how your hair feels after using RevAir.
Super soft, of course. As you can see, as this part is like getting more dry, my hair gets like frizzy and like curly at the roots. But over here, it's so soft and it's straight, and I don't know, I love it so much. And I love when this completely dries and you can see like the difference between the two sides, and how like, I don't know, how like wavy and fizzy it is on this side, and then on this side it's completely straight. I just love the difference.
Yeah, the frizz is something that I think we all like underestimate as women, and how your hair kind of grows, you know, like throughout the day if your cuticle isn't down. So I shared last week, and I think I should share every week because there's probably somebody new, but your hair has cuticles on it. I know we always think about our nails having cuticles, but our hair has cuticles as well. And they're like roof shingles. They're one over the other. And what causes that look of frizz or flyaways is that they are up from the hair strand. And that's what makes you look like you have all those flyaways and frizz happening. And what you're working so hard to do is what your stylist does. And what you're trying to do with a flat iron is seal all those down and just press them into place. But what you're doing at that time is really burning your curls and your waves into submission, right? You're just like, I'll damage you just to straighten you for this moment. And we love curly and coily hair so much that we don't want to ruin the natural curl pattern. So that's why we use so little heat, and we don't use, you know, we came up with a whole new way to do it. We don't use flat iron. And so when people say, well, you're telling women that straight hair is better, I'm saying no. What I'm telling you is there's a better way to get straight hair if you want to wear it that way. And we love curls so much, we don't want to damage them. But I think you're right, KAMRYN. If you just look from side to side, so the side that you're letting air dry right now versus the other side, you can tell a total difference in just like you still have some body to it. It's not bone straight. It's just natural. But even just the shine to it is different from air dry. What was that? I'm sorry. Oh, your shine spray. She's loving her some shine spray. So I was feeling like you guys, I said 2 sections and you guys were just going for it because half your heads are done now. So ROLANDA, talk to me about how your hair feels right now. And if you have any tips or tricks, because I feel like there's not really a learning curve to Rev. I feel like you can get it right on the first time. Yes, you learn how to do it faster over time, but there's not really a learning curve. Like, let me just tell you, I don't know, KAMRYN, how your generation does a curling wand. I only know how to use a curling iron. I will burn every finger with a curling wand. So old dog, new tricks. But I feel like this one has no learning curve. So what about you, ROLANDA?
I agree. Like I said, it's depending on the setting or what you want to do with your hair. It works perfectly. My hair, it still feels nice. You can see my color is not, you know, looking dull. So I'd like for it to shine, and that's what I get from it. So I love it.
Look at one side to the other, the length that you got. I mean, if you can just turn your head to cheat the light a little bit for people, you can see that one section that you hadn't revved yet up front there and how curly it is. And then you see the other part that is stretched. Well, that's awesome. Well, I don't want to keep you all evening. if you want to go ahead, is there anybody who wants to give their page a plug or wants to share anything, any last thoughts with the audience? Why don't you go ahead and let me know what those are. Anything to share?
I'll share my my Instagram is uniquely_natural. So feel free to follow me on there. I have a lot of hair pictures, obviously, because hair is my life. So yeah.
Awesome. And we got Angela's KAMRYN. Anything you want to shout out, or are you good?
I can shout out my Instagram. It's KAMRYN Shelly, KAMRYN, and then Shelly with 2 Y's at the end. So yeah.
I do want to say that we are an investment, you know, with everything that's going on. It's good to take care of ourselves, boost our self-esteem, and it goes with looking good, looking your best. So don't hesitate to make the investment to do better for your hair, find something that's healthier for your hair and quicker to get the same results and less work. So we love
I once had someone who taught me not to look at things that are for yourself as self-indulgence, but instead that they're self-preservation, right? Because I think as women, we're so often conditioned to feel guilty and that we should put ourselves last, especially if you have children. Like I look at my friends that have kids and how far down the line they put themselves. And I know just as a single person with no children, I feel guilty sometimes buying myself something. And we shouldn't do that for ourselves, because it's really important that it's not that it's an indulgence. It's that we're also taking care of ourselves so we can be the best people we can be for the other people in our lives. So KAMRYN, let us old ladies teach you that early.
Yes, don't ever.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and hit your mics one last time while I say our goodbyes. If you'll mute and go ahead and finish off your hair. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And again, I want to encourage everybody to throw purple hearts down in the comment section. I want you to let everybody out there on the front lines know just how much we're thinking of them right now. If you have any questions, you can find us at myrevair.com. You can also find us doing an amazing series on Fridays called Give It To Me Straight. And this week we are going to have a hair expert on named LaDosha, and she is amazing. She's a hairstylist. She's a published author, and I cannot wait to talk to her about hair health and mental health and how we're all going to make it through these crazy times. So I want to encourage you to join us same time over on Instagram Live to share this post, to share your RevAir love. And again, just thank you for being there for us during these times, and know that we're there for you as well. We have a chat widget on our website, which again is myrevair.com. So if you have any questions, you can chat in real time with our customer engagement team, who is second to none. Thank you again for joining, and we will see you soon.